Good morning, my fellow financially stable, solvent, profit making patriots. I had to laugh when I saw this story from the BBC this morning. Take a look. One of New York City's poshest buildings facing $250 million lawsuit over building defects. Here's why I had to laugh. I started out poor. I mean, really poor. After much hard work, I made it to the lower middle class. And finally, to the middle class. And let me tell you something. Even when I was dirt poor, I didn't make the mistake these fools made when they bought into these buildings. This story goes on to say that there were 1,500 complaints in the few years this building's been around. It also goes on to say that these apartments go for tens of millions of dollars. And among the other issues these tens of millions of dollars apartment building owners have is that elevators broke and remained broken for hours. Electrical issues which left residents without power, flooding, and noise and vibration issues. Now, if I was to pay that kind of money for a condo, tens of millions of dollars, let's just say 10 million, let's not even say tens of millions, a measly 10 million. Yeah, don't you wish you had that much money to spend for a house? I know I wouldn't be living where I lived if I had $10 million just to pay on a house. But from the problems these rich people have, well, they might as well have bought a slum. Because, well, if you're having problems with the elevators, with electrical problems, with flooding, with walls so thin that you've got noise and vibration issues, you might as well be living in a slum, shouldn't you? Now, a lot of times it's location, location, location when you buy a building. And now, I got to admit, the location isn't bad here, but it could have been better. Let's take a look at Google Maps. The building they're talking about is at 432 Park Avenue, New York, New York. You see that great big red teardrop near the bottom left corner right now? That's the place. The big green area in the upper left, well, that's Central Park. Now, go down a little bit from Central Park and you get to Trump Tower. So, for what these people paid for their apartment, their condominiums at 432, they could be a little bit closer to Central Park. Seems to me a better location. They wouldn't have the problems they would have, but then, well, if you're woke, you really can't live at Trump Tower, can you? In fact, I'm surprised that Google Maps even allows the name Trump Tower to exist. Funny thing about money, it doesn't care if you're far left or far right. It only cares about if you're taking care of it correctly because, well, you know the old saying about cutting off your nose to spite your face. It looks like that's what these residents at 432 Park Avenue have done. Another good saying, well, a fool and his money are soon parted. I know this is a short one. That's all I got for today, folks. Aloha.